Well, it's good to be back. Good afternoon, Sydney. Good afternoon, Uncle Coco. Good afternoon, Calabar. It's good to be back here. It's Happy New Year. I actually was not here in the last edition, but yeah, it's good to be back here. Actually, it's the best sports show. No doubt about that. Anywhere, in South, and yes, you get the latest. Not just football because football is synonymous to a lot of sports shows we have around. But yes, we get to talk about athletics, get to talk about Formula One, get to talk about tennis, and get to talk about cricket. For me, I want to start off this particular one. Yes, the very first event, that will be shaping up in the world of sport would be in the world of tennis, where we'll be talking about, the Australian, the Melbourne, and good enough that we'll be having Novak Djokovic,
But he says he won't be going to the US Open.
Yes, because he has constantly refused, for whatever reason, to take the COVID
But Australia welcomed him back.
Yes, because some of these countries have actually relaxed their COVID policy. Just recently, China have actually relaxed, the quarantine period for visitors. So for me, yes, that would be the biggest, in the world of sports, starting off from January 16, spanning, 2 weeks right there, and it's gonna be good action. Getting to see the likes of Djokovic, you talking about Rafael Nadal, and the rest. Well, for the female, Rudikanu is actually doubtful if she'll be actually making that Melbourne, comeback. But well, we just got to see what that would actually offer. Away from that, still staying with the tennis. This one table tennis, Aruna Quadri, has actually
he
made another
Russia.
switch. Yes, he was formerly in Turkey playing there. Then 2 seasons ago,
TTC Gazprom.
yes, he went to Germany where he played at TTC. The other names are too long. Well, I really need someone to come and help you. But recently, he announced his transfer to Russia. And hopefully, he gets regular playing. And for me, he's one person that has been so consistent in table tennis and maintaining that number one spot in Nigeria and also in Africa. Just having one rivalry right there, talking about the Egyptian Hassan right there. So for me, we can only wish him, well. Well, away from that, we'll be looking at long distance races, the marathon. It's good to know that at least in Cross River, though we've talked about bringing back the Budu Mountain race, but for now, nothing has been heard. But a community right there in Ikom, talking about the Parawabong Bosok, had their 5th edition of their marathon race, and for me, that's something that we should encourage. Talking about the Utah season, we used to see a lot of community football. You need to see a lot of the elites come back to sponsor.
They did. In Yako, there was the Mock World Cup. They called it Mock World Cup in Yako, and it was pretty big. It was big. They had full capacity stadium whenever they were playing matches. And then we had the Economy right here in Calabar as well.
Yeah, you see, but those are football. So we are talking about other sports. So if Akbarabong Busok, in Ikom could actually come up with this initiative, and they have been able to host it consistently for 5 straight years, it's something remarkable, and we should also celebrate them and the organizers for that particular competition. And just last week we had the Okpokpo race, yes, and where we have police ASP, within that particular race. And I raised question during the week, why is it that we have a lot of paramilitary, people doing excellently well in sport? You can go on to name the likes of Samuel Peter. Name the likes of Choma, yeah. So there are a lot, and
a lot of them.
Yeah, so I think for me, that's one department I feel like security military agencies should actually try as much to bring young people into and that would actually help boost sport in Nigeria, engage the young people, and also help them to have a meaningful lifestyle. And still staying with the mountain, the long distance race, we'll be talking about the Lagos
Access Marathon,
marathon race.
big.
Yes, 60,000 athletes have actually been confirmed, though have been confirmed to take part in that particular race. You know, hopefully.
Will you be participating? Because I hear you.
Yes, I registered.
You intend to run?
So if they
come on. It's 2023.
Would there be an appearance fee? Because you have to pay your way down to Lagos.
Yeah.
You fly or you go by road.
No. In the spirit of sportsmanship, I guess.
When you get money for it. So if there be an appearance fee, I would encourage you to go.
Okay.
But if there's no appearance fee, for the passion, for the love of the game, for the love of sports, for the opportunity that is to avail you to meet some other persons.
Yes,
just not
elite athletes.
I think I want you to go there, represent us, and make sure you fly our flag very, very, very high.
Hopefully.
Let them know that in Calabar we will sparkle. Don't
encourage him more. I don't want to hear anybody got ill in the process.
It's not his first time.
Come on,
I've actually he ended up list.
No, now.
I defeated from the
but at least see the sportsmanship we talk about, just participation. You don't say no will win. You understand? But just
I'm not sure. So the way with JJ Lucas for him mind.
Forget the
that's it. Finish.
Make him just mix up. You understand? See how things are done differently. It's good when we talk other sports.
Yes,
you know, that's
true.
why this show is reputed as the best in the South. We're not making out. We're not being they make my out. We know they form. We know because we cover all genre or sports. You know,
true,
at the local level. You know, the other time, sometimes last year we had engineer Sam Ochefu of the Handball Federation with us, engineer Nimrod. You know, and both of them have been talking also. Then Ochefu, Sam Ochefu of the Handball Federation has come out to tell Nigerians that most of the sponsorship they had, you know, because these are the sponsorship deals are contracts based. So most of them will be expired. You know, last year, and they are calling that on stakeholders, where many Nigerians corporate individuals. So please come out and make sure they support the game of handball. There are other sports, not just football. You know, everybody cannot do football.
Definitely.
Like you say, sports is an avenue that can help you reduce crime, that can keep our youth engaged. Even Engineer Nimrod, who happens to be the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, also talks about this year, 2023, they will not just be going to participate in any competition, especially the ones that will be going to outside the country. They want to go to where they will go and make sure they have the desired impact and also set their sights on qualifying for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. So that is how it is. When you see other sports, the cricket people are doing well.
You talked about cricket, where the under-17 World Cup is actually coming up, and just about last week there were announcements of zonal qualification. So I hope Dr. Major, so we'll be here. So quickly, you talked about Edward. For me, Kamaru Usman. He was in Nigeria. I don't know if I've actually leave Nigeria. He has a UFC show that he's helping. And for me, I'm happy that he has been able to do that 3 years consistently, and gradually we might be seeing the likes of Usman,
Alex Pereira,
taking center stage. But I'm happy that that trilogy would come up. But I'm sad that because I don't want the same faith we saw with Anthony Joshua to also be for Usman. That's my fear, But there's a whole lot, and I just hope that we'll be able to give the drive to other sport, because yes, football, not everybody will be able to excel, but you can get your hands in other sport and also try to see how to make it big in other sports. So we'll be looking at most of these stories on Formula One. We'll be looking at the Melbourne, the drivers talking tough and right there, and also be looking at sporting events where in athletics, you talked about the National Youth Games where Kanu failed to host, and Delta, for me, it was an easy pick for Delta because they just concluded the National Sport Festival. So most of their facilities are actually top-notch, so they will be able to ensure that they host a successful youth games. Let's not forget that the certainly Mabonko we are celebrating, the 400 African champion, was actually spotted from a youth game, and now he's actually African champion at a very tender age. She's not up to 20. So for me, I think we need to encourage, and I also want to see the participation of Cross River State. The last time we were calling on private individuals, corporate organizations, that to at least do a thank you for our athletes. Up till now, no information there yet, but we'll look at the calendar.
I don't know where he's looking for a thank you. He's looking for a thank you.
How many corporate organizations do you have in Cross River?
I don't have that. I don't have that.
You're talking about calling out on
I'll
corporate
tell you.
individuals. See, if you're talking about calling out on corporate individuals,
Maybe eateries. I can tell you
and we have
eateries.
eateries, and we have this. Do we really have clubs?
Maybe cement companies.
Do we really have clubs in Calabar? No.
At least we have small. We have the ones that can.
The one we
Yeah,
have,
but at least they should do something. Yes.
But for you to call out or beckon on corporate individuals, you have to provide an enabling environment for them to be able to operate successfully. You give them tax rebates. Yes, there's what we call CSR. We know. But for them to do CSR, you have to encourage them. So, okay, if you do this, we'll give this to you. But we need to look at numbers. If you keep on shouting corporate, where
we have government, we have political elites now. Politicians, and this is the time.
This is the time to drag them out because of elections.
Yes,
so we should continue that circle when the election comes.
No, but at least, but for us to keep talking about it, maybe their handlers should also include this in their manifesto and when they'll be going about campaigning.
Yeah, that's the truth. Because I said it here last week during the last edition that all the politicians, all the aspirants have been releasing manifestos telling us what they intend to do.
Especially across River.
Not across Nigeria, you understand?
But sport is missing.
Sport is missing, you understand? You know why? And they'll tell you because I feel for sports entirely because the sports ministry
is under youth.
Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. And those people in the ministry will tell you 90% of the funding that comes to the sports ministry goes into youth development. That's where they pay the national youth and the NYSC people.
Everybody.
That is where every other person. Sports, what is there for sports is barely 9%.
And football take chunk of that money.
Or thereabout. Okay. You get. But we are calling out on the politicians or all those people are aspiring for different elected positions. Let us know what you have specifically.
Yes.
Don't combine whatever you have for the youth.
And don't say youth and sports.
Youth and sports. No. What do you have for sports? This is what you intend to do for sports. Then we will now see how the election will go.
Alrighty, you've heard it from Uncle Koko and JJJ. They are